Welcome back, Summoners. We are in today number 2 of the first week of the Korean Premier League, and we are about to see game number 4 between Imperium Pro Team going up against the Taipei Assassins. And with that, let's go into the highlight reel to see what these two teams have to offer us.
Ang kanyang crucial courage dito, 1 versus 1, stronger versus Fear. Ano kaya gagawin dito ni Fear to get at least 1 champion, mga kaibigan, na iwan dito. Napakaganda pagpasok sa loob nitong si Fear with the wards na nandun sa team members ng IPT dito. Muntik nang makuha ni Fear ang buhay ni Warlord Trevor dito, pero Trevor goes down. Meditation para makapag-disengage sa laban na to. Emily Hughes taking so much damage. Mark is still pushing down the bottom lane, mga kaibigan. Trabaho lang, walang personalan. He has to use that intervention and he goes down once again sa laban na to. Almost enough, miss ang isang papuntang boomerang dito, but Knight still chasing dito si Issei Miyake and si Kansit Panton. Will he be able to get the life of any champion of these two members of MSI Evo-GD, or they will go and escape, mga kaibigan. A good use of his rubber ducky, duck. I mean, the team next against the MSI. Next is still having the 1-7 score dito, mga kaibigan. Then Marcus is pop out kay Oni. Oni taking so much damage. He have to use his flip walk, but it wasn't enough. He was ignited as well by Mineski. Kaigo dito in the top lane. Yes, they won another kill for the top lane dito. Sa bottom lane, pero hinahabol ngayon ni Bengal, ni Hero sa JLC. Mga kaibigan, walang mana ang team members dito ng Warcats, and they have to disengage sa laban nito. Pero napakagandang explosive cast to secure isa pang kill, mga kaibigan, para kay Strong dito.
跟上时间有一点点晚，并找到了一个不错的地方来做输出。摩甘娜套上黑盾在 BB 身上 ，BB 的这个普攻这是在打黑牛，有办法打得赢吗 ？BB 这个闪现的位置普攻，击杀掉了黑牛之后继续普攻，这个血有办法吸回来吗？配合上了陨落，这个血吸回来了，一个 R 并没有打到，打到了 NA 自由。
带鳄鱼过来支援。
哦，还有老鼠的那句，本来只是想再吃下自己家江狗，没有想到下路小风因为 hold 不住这条线。飞眼在跳墙极限逃脱，先逃脱之后，这个 Q1 中了，拜托不要 Q2 吧！哇，他真的 Q2 进去，布拉格斯打出了一个双杀，现在是在极限状态下，好痛 ，Triple Q。甩开后面的悟空就进场，因为他速度比悟空快。 但是吴峰进来仍然是转的杰哥有一点点痛。炸弹进来，一定是要喷的。 边闪开，然后阿奇粘上去的瞬间被他给踢开，哎呀，两边的短兵相接，交锋以后终于是遭到阿奇的下蛋，阿奇再飞一个下再击杀，然后他一刀没有能够杀到丁克，没有磨，可是最后。
And so here we are back to the caster's desk. There seems to be a little bit of problems with the teams going into the lobby once again. We've just swapped over to a different server because there seems to be some connectivity issues with the Imperium Pro team. Yesterday we saw Wargods. They were the ones with the connectivity issues. It seems that the people in the the teams from the Philippines, they have some problems connecting to some of the live servers. So we are trying to rectify some of these problems while we wait for the teams to enter the lobby.
I wish that I'm Magneto right now, so that I can channel the right internet connections to the different teams, so that we don't have all this delays anymore. So
Then,
you know,
then can I be Charles Xavier if you're Magneto?
Why? Why do you want to be Professor X?
I mean, currently all I have is this unwanted clairvoyance in my ear. If I'm Charles Xavier, I don't need this microphone to receive unnecessary instructions. That sometimes gets really irritating, but most of the time, I would feel that if I had the clairvoyance, I can listen to them and block people out whenever I wanted to, and I can read people's thoughts as well. How cool would that be?
It's cool. I'll let you be Professor X because I have the hat to
Yes.
to protect my brain from your brainwashing and stuff like that. So anyway, we are waiting for the teams to just get into the lobby, and hopefully we get things rolling very quickly. So just quickly brushing through these two teams and just looking at their starting lineups and their past results in the spring split as well. Of course, Taipei Assassins, I don't think we need any more introductions for them.
Oh, wait. There's Chawi playing. I'm so excited. He will be playing the mid lane for this game.
Why did you spoil the surprise? I wanted to, build it up, and then you just like, bro, you got.
That's what I do. I'm Charles Xavier. I'm Magneto. You have your plans, and I bring my X-Men and I spoil them.
So okay, never mind. I was about to say something, but I don't think it's appropriate for broadcast. But anyway, yeah. So it does look like this time around it is gonna be the new Taipei Assassins player, but definitely not new to the scene at all. Choi is gonna be in the starting lineup for today's match against the Imperium Pro team. And we haven't seen him a whole bunch ever since he has made that that swap over to the Taipei Assassins. So very curious to see how he has sort of brushed up his play style and how he has gelled with the team overall as a whole. So for Imperium Pro team, definitely something that they have to watch out for, because Choi definitely is going to be capable of making the plays happen if there is a need to call for it.
And Imperium Pro team, it seems like they have finally entered the lobby, and we might be starting the game soon.
Yeah,
Pick and bench have to come first, though.
Yeah, of course. We have to look out for the draft phase as well. So Imperium Pro team is the underdog of underdogs, because if you go back to the spring split, they closed out the season. They closed out the season without having any wins at all. As you compare that to the Azubu Taipei Assassins, they closed out the season with a perfect round stages of 10-0. So a complete opposite from each other. And let's see if the underdogs of underdogs can defeat the champions of champions. And that's the wrong team logos, but let's hope we get that fixed up. But do not worry, this is the right teams. Imperium Pro team going up against the Azubu Taipei Assassins. It looks like even our OB is getting a bit excited about this one, so kind of getting the graphics mixed up as well. But doesn't matter. Hopefully we can get it swapped out very quickly. So LeBlanc now being banned out from Imperium Pro team. Targeted at Choi, of course. So we have seen Choi play a fair bit of LeBlanc back then when he was still playing on the SGS roster, and now casted in almost a mandatory red side ban, and now that taken away from the Taipei Assassins as well. Lee Sin targeted at wins as well. Just crippling some of their early jungler strength.
So LeBlanc, Caston, and Lee Sin being banned out so far. One ban targeted at Choi, a second ban targeted at Wins. This is very interesting that they will ban out the Lee Sin because Wins has got a very wide jungle pool and he usually defaults to Elise instead of a Lee Sin. So it is rather interesting that they would choose to ban out the Lee Sin in this situation. And Kill will be the ban from Taipei Assassins, banning out these strong scaling mages. First Cassidy and then Kill later on as the second ban.
And we are back to the traditional champion select screen over here, but that's not matter. I'm pretty sure it's a small issue that they are trying to settle up right now. And so at least we can still see what's going on in the pick and ban phase. Ziggs now getting taken away from Choi as well, one of his comfort champions when he was still playing on the Singapore Sentinels roster. So let's see what is the choice that he will default back to. Now, Evelyn being taken away. And now Imperium Pro Team, since they have the first pick advantage, taking away the Lulu for their side. So I have to say that's a very smart pick, just because of the flexibility that Lulu can bring to the table, can go up to the top lane, can go into the mid lane as well, and of course can go into the support role. So a multitude of roles. The most flexible of flexible picks, that is Lulu right here.
So Lulu will be locked in for Imperium Pro Team. We have seen how well that worked out for No Lucian Fu Lewis earlier today, and now Taipei Assassin's Twitch is available to them, and they are going to hover over that option in this situation. Wins will be selecting that for BB in this situation, and they will be matching that up with a Trash as well as the support to go alongside the Twitch.
Yeah, and I just want to bring this back to last split. Before Twitch became a huge thing in the competitive scene, we actually saw BB play one game of Twitch against the Imperium Pro Team back then, and his Twitch destroyed the bottom lane of Imperium Pro Team. So let's see if that is the actual aim of what Azubu Taipei Assassins wants to go for in this one. As now, there's a couple of junglers now taken away, and we might see Kaigu now just defaulting back to Kha'Zix once again, but I'm pretty sure this is the 4.8 patch. So yeah, this is the 4.8 patch where
change is still good.
Yeah, change is still good. The new changes hasn't been in place just as of yet, and now Wins is gonna default back to something that he has made a whole tons of plays on back when he was on Taipei Snipers, and that's gonna be on the Elise pick. So I think what Taipei Assassins might be looking for is I'm pretty sure they should be looking for a mid laner here for Choi.
Well, earlier when Taipei Assassins, they did go to offsets, we did see Wins as well as Morning find a few kills on the Faker in the mid lane when the Elise decided to camp out the mid lane, flashing in to get some cocoons down to kill the world's best mid laner. But nonetheless, they will be getting the Elise pick for Wins, which is why I felt that the Elise in Benya was rather interesting, because the Wins default jungler is usually Elise in this case. And our Imperium Pro Team, they have picked up Kha'Zix as well as Shyvana. Alongside the Lulu, both of these two champions work very well with that Lulu, but nonetheless, they will be picking a Syndra for themselves in the mid lane. So Choi, he likes these very high impact champions, and looks like he will be picking in the Jax for RG in the top lane instead.
Yeah, not too bad. So before we discuss about the champions itself, let's look at what champion that we have kind of just covered over. If you look at if you just look at the screen, we have sort of covered over one of the champions. So yours is Gangplank.
And I'm Gangplank, yes.
And I'm Fiora. So do you long for a worthy opponent?
Well, I mean, I'm a pirate. I just go around, plunder stuff, shoot people with a parley, and then take the loot and go away.
Yeah. So have some orange highlights. Okay. So anyway.
Wait. I was supposed to be Professor X. Why do you change me to Gangplank? I'm upset now.
It says on the the portrait over there that you
Can I be like who's? I mean, there's Jinx, there's Jax, and. Jarvan, Jax. Who's after Jax?
Fiora. I'm happy being Fiora.
Jax.
So.
Jace, yes, Jace is behind me as well. Okay. In this case, so why can't I be Jace instead?
you can be Jace, but so coming back into this game, Jax being secured for Taipei Assassins over here, and now rounding up the picks for it's back to us again. So I think we are gonna go into we're back here again. So. Switching some back and forth over here. Oh, and finally we get to see the Syndra locked in for Choi over here. So both teams have now finally finalized their lineups. So it's going to be Shyvana up in the top lane going up against Jax. Kaigu in the jungle with Kha'Zix going up against at least two, champions with exoskeletons of their own. And now Light playing Lulu going up against Choi, who's going to bust out that Syndra pick. And Fear and Shadow playing Lucian. And Leona going up against BB and Jay, who's going to be playing Thresh as well as Twitch.
I think the question here will come down to be how well does Win spin the web. If it spins the web well around the jungle, the bug might just find himself stuck down there and devoured together by Chowie as well as Wins. Should the Spider Queen decide to come over and collect the prey?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, J-Storm. Do you like an upset?
Well, I mean, who doesn't want to see an upset? Upsets are always exciting, and you start to see people challenging what people think that are the best teams in the region. And a lot of people are saying that the Garena Premier League, the other teams are kind of still, the non-Taiwanese teams are kind of still in terms of skill-wise. So definitely, I would love to see an upset to prove all those people wrong.
Yeah, so it's gonna up to us to believe in the Imperium Pro team, because I think, you know, I always use this example, and I think this example will never go stale. You know, think back to the 2013 Spring Split, 2013 last year's Spring Split, Copenhagen Wolves, the very first Copenhagen Wolves roster going up against Fnatic. And it was at that time when, you know, Copenhagen Wolves went on a 0-9 lose streak, going up against the #1 European team back then, Fnatic. They put off an amazing upset, and from there, you know, they just constantly got better and better and better. And, you know, subsequently we see some of the talents now going all over the places. Bjergsen now is with Team Solo Mid, and of course Deficio is a caster now, and of course we have, I can't remember for the love of God who's has changed around as well. So
I believe Svenskeren was the jungler at the point of time.
Svenskeren now with SK Gaming. How can I forget about him? Our dear old good Svenskeren. So let's see if we are gonna get that upset, because if we do, we are in for a very, very exciting game. But in order for that to happen, they have to fight an upskill battle against the King of Kings, two-time reigning champions, Taipei Assassins.
And if they do win this, it will be their first ever win in the GPL in 2 splits.
Yep. So, you know, right now we have the banner as well. So just some public service announcements. If you're in the Singapore and Malaysian servers, you know, you can go on to the Talk Room 88, and, you know, there will be a moderator who will be asking some questions. If you answer the questions correctly, you will stand a chance to win one of the Pentakill skin sets. Sorry, one of the skins from the Pentakill skin set. So it can be Pentakill Sona, or, you know, if you're mainstream like him, you like the Pentakill Carthus, then, you know, go ahead and have that. But if you're a little bit more appreciative of the backline people, like the Pentakill Yorick who's playing base, then, you know, you can go ahead and try to win that skin for yourself as well.
Well, and let's not forget that there is the Blade Raid going on right now. Don't forget to collect those energy orbs and perhaps collect the Human Rise if you are playing the Singapore and Malaysian servers. I believe I currently have 14 orbs at the moment.
Good for you. I have no idea what that is about, but I'm pretty sure all our viewers wants to, you know, they definitely want to win some prizes for themselves, and we have the perfect platform for them to do so. Now, of course, this is not the only way that you can win you know, the Pentakill skins for yourself. We do have the Twitter question as well. Tweet at us, or, you know, use that hashtag GPL Esports. Now we are not only on Twitter, we are on Facebook as well.
No, wait. I need to make a correction. I only have 11 orbs because it's only 12 June and the maximum possible is 12. So I do not have 14 orbs.
Please do not confuse the viewers to, you know, think that we have some kind of unfair advantage. So good that you corrected yourself. And yeah, so hashtag GPL Esports, Twitter or on Facebook. Let us know which of the 4 teams of the 12 teams do you want to see go all the way, go to the best of 4, and then finally into the grand finals. And if you have any questions that you want to ask us, as well as like probably what does Professor X have for breakfast, or what does Magneto have for lunch, or those sort of questions, do tweet at us as well. We would love to answer those. We love fan interaction. We want to talk to you as well. So as much as possible, we will check that out and answer to the best of our abilities.
Definitely in the end. Let's not forget, if you enjoyed any particular play in the previous 3 games, do tweet at us at hashtag GPL big plays in order to let us know which particular plays, or if there's any particular moment you particularly enjoyed. These videos will be released on Saturday, where you can see the highlight reels of what were the key moments in the previous week's GPL.
Yeah, I definitely would love to see that highlight reel happening as well. And I think if you missed out on the action, if you for our international viewers who might have just tuned in right now, we will have the VODs available up at the gpl.garena.com website as well. And if you want to find any information about player statistics, player bios, information about our teams as well, head on down to the website. You will be able to find any scraps of information that you want about these teams. But now, finally back into the game, there was some bit of delays over here. We are now back into the final game for tonight. Imperium Pro Team going up against the King of Kings, Taipei Assassins, with Choi in the mid lane as the starting lineup.
And now spawning in the blue side, we have Imperium Pro Team. Looks like they might be going for some lame sort of shenanigans of their own. As we see us saying the support Shadow over their own raid buff to drop down a 3-minute ward over there. As the rest of the team will be swinging up to the upper side of the map. Archie is already in position, so if they go for any funny shenanigans in this case, they will be able to spot him out. The only question is, will they be able to catch Archie as they go in for this invasion?
Very systematic fan out from the side of Taipei Assassins. What this goes to show and what this signals to me is that they want to go for the standard laning over here. They do not necessarily feel comfortable with the 1-1-2, the 2v0 lineup that is very commonly seen now in the competitive scene. And surprisingly for the GPL as well, not many teams have opted to go for their options, with the exceptions of the Vietnamese team. So let's see if that's going to be the case here. And a very well-placed Trinket Ward from Archie is going to spot 5 members out from the side of Imperium Pro Team, gives Taipei Assassins a whole bunch of information up the sleeves.
Now what Taipei Assassins can do is that they can either move in for the raid buff invade or swing back around to try and contest for their own raid buff. If they do go for the latter option, we might see some very exciting level 1 fights happening in their own jungle. And I have to say though, at this early level, I have to give the advantage to the Taipei Assassins, because Jay, with the trash, if he gets the hook off, it will mean almost guarantee a kill for the Azubu Taipei Assassins.
What I like about both teams now is their choices of support picks over here, because if you look at the current meta, most teams have kind of strayed away from this hard niche support picks. We do still see a whole bunch of Thresh, and but right now we do not see too much of Leona picks, and for these two teams to actually pick that up for themselves, I can only say that we can expect a lot more fights than the previous games.
But down here, Archie is actually standing on the wall on the bottom side as well, together with the they are actually standing on the wall on the bottom side of the map as well, together with Wins, as they will be trying to secure their own raid buff, as once again we go into a pause.
Yeah, so I guess my Magneto powers is not powerful enough yet to sort of channel the internet speed over to the teams at the right time. So hopefully, you know, keeping our fingers crossed. Everyone watching this right now, please keep your finger crossed together with me to pray that this is going to be a quick one, as I'm very excited to see how Choi is going to perform in the mid lane, and how Imperium Pro Team is going to sort of prepare some sort of strategies to face up against the King of Kings, the King of the Mountains, Taipei Assassins.
Well, definitely going up against the mountain. Let's figure out if Imperium Pro Team can be the proverbial Viper in this case. Although we all know how that went down. Spoiler alert. Nonetheless, I think that came a little bit too late, but nonetheless, this is going to be a very uphill battle for Imperium Pro Team. But I like to see that they are trying to adapt to the meta game. We might see a 2-2-0 push coming from them as well.
Yeah, that is a very open option for them as well, but I would have to say as a whole, Taipei Assassins, they also have the option, but they are more carefully lined up in this one, because none of them are now, they're not stacked up in one particular brush exactly in that one. So at least for Taipei Assassins, they have that little bit of flexibility to play around with. And I just want to kind of poke your brains a little bit, since you're now Professor X, so you must have a genius mind. Having a Syndra go up against a Lulu, what are the considerations for both these champions? And especially now the pressure is on for Light going up against Choi, who is pretty much renowned in his prime time.
Well, I would have to say that Lulu usually has the advantage in this matchup, simply because the Syndra tastes purple. And so that's the odds. And because we know that Choi hasn't gone for the Atlantis Syndra skin, so he's definitely going to be full purple, and Lulu eats purple. But on a serious note, Lulu is a very traditional lane bully, while Choi on the Syndra is a very strong zone mage. We have seen Choi perform pretty well with the Ziggs in the show matches previously, but going up against Lulu, it will be up to Choi to be able to hit those orbs, as well as to find the zone coming against Light. I will feel that neither of them should be able to find the kill on each other until about level 6, unless jungle pressure comes in from either of them. But I feel that if Wins were to rotate into the mid lane, there will be a lot more Q pressure as compared to if Kaigu were to walk into the mid lane instead.
Yeah, and the thing about Taipei Assassins as well is that this is a much more aggressive team composition from what we might usually see. I mean, for BB himself, he can play a multitude of AD carries, but he generally tends to perform better on champions such as Lucian and even from Ezreal as well. So the champions that have a better escape mechanism, for him to go up as Twitch this time around, he needs to be slightly more careful with his positioning, because sometimes he tends to be a little over-aggressive in that one. And, you know, for Archie as well, he has played a whole ton of Jack, so not too worried about that. But for now, Choi to have Syndra in the mid lane can insta-gip someone from 100 to 0, so I can expect Taipei Assassins to look for a lot more kill potentials in this one.
Definitely, but the Lulu on the south, Imperium Pro Team should give them a very strong response to that as well. Wild Growth is a very obnoxious ultimate. You try to burst anyone down and straight away that thing pops up. With her voice as well, Lulu has got one of the most irritating voices in League of Legends as well. And that should shut down any assassination attempt if Taipei Assassins will be too careless about it. And indeed, we will be seeing the 3-0 push coming in from Imperium Pro Team as we see the body system from Kaigu as well as Hero farming out the jungle of Azubu Taipei Assassins.
I like this adaptation from Imperium Pro Team. If you're watching the matches from yesterday's broadcast, Imperium Pro Team was the team that struggled against the 2v0 because they were not playing that meta game at that point of time. But right now, this goes to show how quickly they have been adapting. They took notes from yesterday's broadcast saying that, hey, this is why it's going wrong. We shouldn't be sending our top laner alone up in the top lane in this lane swap situation, because we're not going to achieve anything out of that. And now they're going for this bubbly system, go for this 2v0, and now finally adapting to the meta.
Okay, now the question is how long until they decide to pull the trigger before the body system and start to push down this bottom lane or top lane turret. Because in this situation, we actually see both teams electing to go back for the blue buff and then turning around for the wolves in this situation. But we actually see Kaigu and Hero actually moving down to the bottom lane to continue to farm in their own jungle as well. Definitely, they are worried about the early dragon being picked up by Azubu Taipei Assassins. We all know what happens if you initiate for a 2-0 on the blue side too early. It opens you up to a very early dragon on the raid side, and if they go for that, they start to go for the early dragon, and then after they get the timer for the second dragon, and after that, if you concede the third dragon, the goal deficit that you start to face is quite hard to surmount.
Win's now gonna spot out Kaigu as well as Hero over here, but he is all alone though. So there are a couple of scenario and a couple of solutions to how IPT can respond to this. One is you send Shadow down to the bottom lane and make it a 4v3 so that there's no dive potential from the 4v0. But right now, Archie, spotting the fact that Hero is still on their own jungle, has decided to teleport up to the top lane.
And there we go. As I was mentioning earlier, if Troll is able to land those orbs onto Light, he will be able to bully out the Lulu in the lane as we see him 25 to 20 ahead in CS in this situation. Now Jay coming in from the side in the top lane. He gets the play, he gets the hook, and now Archie will be following up. Wins the cover on the side. He actually misses the cuckoo in this case, but nonetheless they will get the execute, and there's first blood onto him. Fear forces the flash. Oh, the flash and the play. Fear, is he gonna go down, taking away, and Jay will swing his chain and be picking up the illusion.
So far, Taipei Assassins are still the team to outclass Imperium Pro Team at this point of the match. And actually, we are going to see a replay of what exactly went up in the top lane. So take me through this, J-Storm.
So once again, Fear and Shadow, they are trying to push down the lane. They got a little bit too confident as the rotation from Jay comes in and catches them out over here. So here comes the first part of it. The flare goes down, the hook comes down to Shadow. The only thing that could have gone better for them if this cocoon from Wins here were to actually land. So here comes the cocoon, and it actually misses the Shadow, actually jukes outwards to avoid it. But nonetheless, that is still not enough as they actually managed to get him down. Now, Jay's flare will be able to come down any second. So Fear decides to flash out of there, but that's not enough as Jay flashes forward as well, gets the flare onto him as Archie uses his leap strike forward and gets the kill.
Yeah, so Taipei Assassins, like I was saying, pretty much outclassing Imperium Pro Team in that one single rotation, because yes, Imperium Pro Team does know what to do with the 2v0, but subsequently they got a little bit lost. So with Jay roaming up to the top lane, it was pretty much a very easy kill to secure. Jay has the death sentence, Wins has the cocoon, and Archie starts things off with a very nice lock up with the stun as well. So there's no way for Shadow to run, and fortunately for them, they did pick up the kill onto Fear as well. So 2v0, 2-0 kill count to start things off for the Taipei Assassins. Looks like a very solid beginning for them, as now they do have that 1.5k goal lead.
And now Shadow and Kaigu actually roaming around, the support actually deviating away from his AD carry. This might be a little bit dangerous for Fear, because if anyone were to visit the top lane now alongside Archie, it would mean a kill onto Fear if he's unable to get out there, because he already has blown his summoner spells. Oh, now they find the pick in the jungle, they get a hook onto Kaigu, and there we go, the outer from Chow instantly bursting him down, and the web was woven well, the bug walked into it, and the Spider Queen claims a prey.
Ring in the wrecking balls. Choi just brings down Kaigu. And once again, you know, Taipei Assassins just predicting the map movements from Imperium Pro Team here and now taking the jungler out of the equation over here. I kind of expected them to actually rotate to the dragon, but didn't do so. But now
once
they count
again, an excellent catch from Jay onto Shadow, landing the chain. But now Heroes around the side. Wins actually grabs the lantern away to safety, but BB's coming around the side with the ambush. But oh, Kaigu is choosing to re-engage onto this. Hero and Shadow will be coming around from the side. Is the Zenith Blade going to land in this case? There goes the slow onto BB. This might not be good. Wins actually turning around, zoning them away, and making sure that Imperium Pro Team do not engage onto King BB himself.
Choi is actually making a movement down to the bottom lane as well, so I think trying to make the catch onto Kaigu again, but this time he will have the ward to try to spot them out. And now Taipei Assassins are not stopping this one. They want to take away the red buff from Kaigu again, so let's see if there's going to be a fight over this.
I love the way that they're doing this, and there we go, the engagement. Dragon's Descent coming in. Now Choi, he hasn't used his ultimate just yet, that's because it's on cooldown. And now Imperium Pro Team, BB actually turns around, he bombs the ambush, and he gets the spray and break. He even bursts down Kaigu. The hook doesn't land onto anyone, but now Wins as well as Archie will be picking a hero for themselves. That's 2 for 0 so far, and BB will be moving into the mid lane. Excellent pick coming from the Taipei Assassins. This is what I was talking about. Finding picks in the jungle the moment they know the buff timers, and Taipei Assassins, they understand this meta game very well.
Yeah, it is actually a good attempt, but let's take a look at the replay to see what happened as the dragon is being taken alive from the Taipei Assassins. So it was TPA actually going for the steal over here, and actually they do get it. Shadow goes in for the engage, and this is actually a pretty nice combination from Hero and Light to knock out multiple members of TPA. BB almost goes down in this situation over here. Everyone is trying to collapse onto him, but that just frees up Taipei Assassins to turn the fight around. BB goes into stealth, gets the rat-a-tat-tat onto Kaigu, flashes over the wall straight after that. So overall, a very good turnaround for Taipei Assassins. They catch Hero out of position as well, as it was just easy cleanup duty. They take out the dragon as well. Right now sitting at 3,000 goal lead 9 minutes in.
You know, Chris, I have to ask you a question. With Zed and Shen being disabled in this match due to some bugs, actually hang on to that, actually like taking a little bit of damage in the mid lane. With Zed and Shen being disabled,
Yes.
who do you think is the best ninja in the League of Legends meta game now?
Well, there's a total of 4 ninjas, if I'm not wrong. So, you know, there's no Zed, there's no Shen. So I haven't seen anyone play Akali or Cannon for that fact, so...
So that award
I'm not
definitely
sure.
has to go to Twitch in this case, because you just never see him coming. Just like the Mandarin in that Iron Man movie.
Oh, hold on now, Light getting caught out of position over here. He's just gonna go down. I think the Walker's gonna keep him alive for a few milliseconds longer, but in fact it's gonna be Wins to secure that kill off of himself. Very easy catch in the mid lane with Taipei Assassins just stacking up those crowd control abilities as they take the mid laner Light out as well. So
I like the way Taipei Assassins has been playing this. They started off with the body system between Wins and Archie, and then later on, this is a secondary body system between Jay and Wins, because these are the 2 champions with the very strong catching potential skill shots with the Death Sentence as well as the Cocoon. They are just walking around together, finding picks in their opponent's jungle, walking down to the lanes, landing those skill shots, and having multiple kills in their favor so far. 6-0 in Taipei Assassins' favor so far.
yep. And what I'm very impressed also as well is that, oh, hold on.
Here we go once again, Jay and Wins. This body system isn't just letting up, but Jay isn't following his AD carry around and instead electing to follow Wins this game as they walked over the ping ward, and looks like they will be turning around to clean that up.
Yep. And I was about to say that I'm pretty impressed with Choi's performances so far on this Syndra pick in the mid lane. He is now at 94 CS up against 63, and you know, he has been only showing his face whenever Taipei Assassins need to. So he has been sitting around in lane for the longest of times and then getting those CS as much as possible.
Oh, there goes the hook and the flay onto Fear. The counter initiate from Shadow comes in, and that should be enough for Imperium Pro Team to disengage away from that. But BB did pop the spray and pray in this scenario though.
Yep, that's right. I think you gotta start to call it rat-a-tat-tat now. So I know there's a lot of people debating about this, you know, whether spray and pray is better or rat-a-tat-tat is better, but
Okay,
at first I kind of hated the change.
I'm going to compromise because in this case, I might just want to call it rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat in this situation as they are unable to find a kill. In fact, BB is the one to go. Oh wait, in fact, Shadow actually goes down in that situation as the Leona was locked up way too hard by Jay as the rat-a-tat-tat takes him down. We'll compromise. Okay, I'll call it spray and pray one engagement and then rat-a-tat-tat the next.
Okay, fine. So, okay, the only reason why I like the name called rat-a-tat-tat now, and I was discussing with.
Oh, there we go! Execution from his front back. Surprise fear as the Spider Queen is once again all over your jungle.
They don't even need the rat-a-tat-tat though. I think a simple spider bite was enough to just clear out the fight over there. And now in the mid lane, Choi laying down the aggression onto Light once again, just asserting his dominance all over the boy. Are we going to see a replay of what's going on? Okay, so actually here comes Winds down in the jungle, just lurking around, looking for the cocoon over here. Very simple kill over here. He saw fear, repelled down, bite down, that's it.
So looks like Twitch isn't the only sneaky walking around the map today. As we see once again the ultimate big drop on the line, the Ignite is sticking onto him, that forces the wild growth as now Shadow drops the Standing Blade onto Vincent, attempt to escape, and he successfully does so.
Yeah, but Taipei Assassins definitely laying down the phone in this game, and actually we did see Archie go down earlier in a engagement, so we will actually see a replay of what went down in that one. What exactly happened for Archie to go down? So Hero is right around the corner. Oh, so it actually is a gank attack from Kai Gu as well. So the Unseen Predator pop. The stun locks out two members. Pretty good escape attempt from Archie, but there's just too much chasing power from Kai Gu and Hero. So good for IPT. They pick up the kill onto Archie, and that's gonna bring Kai Gu back slightly actually in this jungle pathway.
I have to say that if Archie felt that he couldn't really escape from the situation, he should have ran to his creep wave instead and tried to do as much damage in the situation, because in the position he was in, he would have taken the full isolation damage from Kaigu's Kha'Zix. Whereas if he were to walk into his creep wave, not only would the creeps be helping him do additional damage, he wouldn't be eating as much damage from the Kha'Zix in the situation.
Yeah, so this is Taipei Assassins hanging on dearly to their map advantage at this point of time. They have already taken down the mid lane, first tier turret, and then the bottom one as well. And now they are trying to contest for the red buff over here. Wins is right around the corner, gets the smite and the bite. They're almost missing the smite as well, but good that they got it. And now Hero
once
gets
again,
caught.
the hook onto Hero. The cocoon is good, and Hero will be stunned out. And there goes the chain CC as Chawi lands the stun onto the giant laser from the sky. Will be coming to find the engagement, but that's only able to slow out Win's. Kaigu will be going to Win's. His Win's gonna go down, and he uses the troll repel up into the sky. And there we go. Chawi slays Light immediately as now Fear coming around from the sidelines. Oh my god, so many members of Imperium Pro Team going down so quickly as Archie teleports to the fight and immediately wrecks them.
That's right, and now Jay chasing out to Fear as well, doesn't get the death sentence. If not, that would have been a very dead Fear right there. Now 12 to 1 kills, just 16 minutes in. We will go into a replay to see the kill that happened in the jungle. So I want to point out over here that Taipei Assassins actually blew a whole bunch of resources onto IPT, and if Imperium Pro Team had been a bit closer in terms of items, they could have easily turned this fight around. So the other thing as well is that they focus all their efforts onto Wins. BB sneaky red right at the side, rat-tat-tat-tat all the way, gets a whole bunch of damage down onto Imperium Pro Team. Light is the first to go down. Fear tries to make something happen, but he's just tickling the entire lineup for Taipei Assassins. Not much damage established at that point of time, and it was just cleanup duty for the Taipei Assassins.
So far, Taipei Assassins having a very dominating performance. 15 minutes into the game, 12 kills to 1, 11,000 gold lead. My goodness, that is almost 2 times the amount of gold Imperium Pro Team has at the moment. Taking a look at the items, Spear, the ranking completed for Jets, nothing for Shyvana so far. Spear, the Ancient Golem, as well as the Haunting guys on the elite sock boots as well. Wins is definitely doing very well, 5-0 and 4. 1-0 and 7 on Chawi. He just picked up the Nidalee Lush Lord alongside the Sorcerer's Shoes and the Unholy Grail. He is definitely doing very well.
Yeah, and the only player, the MVP for IPT right now is definitely going to be Kaigo. He's the only member who is out CSing his counterpart, and he's the only player on IPT as well who has a kill. So
Oh, now Kaigu actually trying to go in for something like Hero. He shows himself, but there goes the sneaky red. Surprise, people! It's a trap. And now Kaigu will be dropping to the poison ticks, and that's not the end of it, as Archie will be turning on to Hero. We saw the bit of ranking already dropped onto him. And there we go, double kill onto BB. Very well played from them as he picks up the second kill.
Right, 5-0 and 4 on his own end. Now, Blade of the Ruined King, Zeal completed as well. And are we going to see this 16-minute and Taipei Assassins laying down the tone over here? They want to set the first record of the earliest Baron being taken off the summer split. So let's see if Imperium Pro Team is going to be trying to respond to that one. In fact, they have no vision. And even if they did, I don't think they will be able to respond to this one. So this one, definitely going over to the Taipei Assassins. 16 minutes, 47 seconds. Someone take that timer down because it's going to be in the records for GPL to try to contest for the earliest Baron taken.
Definitely the Taipei Assassins, a very dominating performance, getting 14 kills and a Baron as well. The stun barely misses onto him, and now Shadow walking out from the side.
Oh.
The giant laser misses, and now he gets the stun on the Chori. However, Chori will be turning around. Is he gonna go down in this situation? No, he was actually trying to find the ultimate.
Man.
Oh, he
Wow.
gets the kill! My goodness, Chori! He immediately destroys Fear. The moment Fear gets too greedy and trying to find a kill.
Yeah, that is exactly the case, and wins now. Up in the top lane, getting the kill onto Kaigu as well, as now they chase onto Hero for this one. The counter-strike comes in, Hero gets locked up, BB is there, and a great play from Jay, locked him in, with the death sentence. BB now gets the kill for the dominating streak. 3 members down on the side of IPT. Taipei Assassins gonna focus their records up in the top lane. We will have a replay of what just happened.
So let me run through the decision making behind Chowi down here. He knows that the giant laser, the solar flare, is down in this case. Ignite already has been dropped, and he knows that he has got Fear within the range. He counts 1, he counts 2 orbs available for him right now. And he's going to summon 1 more the moment Fear runs out of position. Fear flashes forward. That was his first mistake. Chowi was going to be able to stun him up anyway, but he flashes right into the push. So I would say that was slightly lucky for Chowi, but nonetheless, look at the decision making coming from very mechanically strong as he is able to pick up the kill for himself.
I like the fact that you just talked over the fact that there is a kill that just happened on the map as well. Shadow did just go down to the Baron of Taipei Assassins over here, and now they are looking to just step into the base of Imperium Pro Team over here. 4-man attempt with Archie down the bomb lane. He can still teleport in if there's a danger. Actually, his teleport is still down, but doesn't matter as the 4-man attempt wins out, getting a Hero as he has to flee for his life now as Taipei Assassins gonna take out the top lane inhibitor for themselves.
You know, earlier before the game, some people were joking around that this might be an 18-minute game, but we do see an inhibitor going down at 19 minutes, and now Archie's making short work of the second-tier turret in the bottom lane. This is looking very grim for Imperium Pro Team, down by almost double the goal. Taipei Assassins, they're 40,000 to Imperium Pro Team's 20,000 in this case. I'm just going to discount that 1,000 because to save twice the amount of goal is just how much of a lead Taipei Assassins has over their counterparts right now.
Yes, that's exactly the case right now, and I think for this one, Taipei Assassins have played it out pretty well for themselves. Knowing the fact that, you know, they did go for their early 2v0 swap, Imperium Pro Team followed as well, but, you know, I think they have practiced this before, so basically what they did was they just out-rotated them, let Jay roam around, get a few kills, and everything just became a avalanche from then on. I wouldn't even call it a giant snowball, it's just an avalanche on the side of Imperium Pro Team.
So 16 minutes and 47 seconds, picking up the Baron for themselves, so the Baron buff will be lasting 4 minutes, which will mean that there's another 1 minute in which they can continue to bully out Imperium Pro Team as they actually pick up the turret in the bottom lane for themselves, so at least they got that.
And Archie is now pouncing onto Hero, and I think he's looking for the flash over here, but instead he's just,
he misses the flash, and now Archie is going to turn on him. The counter-strike locks him up, and now Hero's just staying down there. He has, what we call it, given up.
What is going down now in the Dragon Pit as well?
It was a spectator client bug in that situation.
Okay.
So Hero didn't exactly give up, and now he's trying to go on the run. He actually tries to juke around Archie, but with Beam Strike coming off cooldown soon, he will be able to secure the kill for himself. Counter Strike, and the Oh, he didn't even need to leave strike.
Finish off with the sound points over there. So Archie on a killing spree now, sending Hero on the wild goose chase over here. And the remaining members of Taipei Assassins, at least they have their hits in the game here to try to close out the game as quickly as possible as they take out the mid lane inhibitor as well. So Taipei Assassins having the recipe for success over here. 2 inhibitors down, 2 rack down on the side of Imperium Pro Team as they look to close out the game.
Well, nonetheless, Azubu Taipei Assassins. Archie still has not joined out with the rest of the team just yet, but it looks like they will be overextending their welcome in their opponent's base here. It looks like, but nonetheless, with their item 4 against 5 in these situations, Taipei Assassins, they might just be able to close and shut the doors of the Imperium Pro Team for good.
Yeah, and they do have Archie down the bomb there as well, so they can just easily secure all the inhibitors of the game and, you know, just maybe sit back and relax because they can let the minions finish off the game for themselves. But I think Taipei Assassins, they just want to finish off the game as quickly as possible and just make sure that they secure the teams in the pocket. You know, you have to be very careful sometimes. Those things like this happen.
But nonetheless, now BB, he actually loses J because Imperium Pro Team, they were able to find a pick onto him.
Wow,
Oh, the shutdown goes onto BB. But nonetheless, Taipei Assassins, they are able to get the collapse. It's a 1 for 2 in the favor of Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah, but Taipei Assassin's gonna close out the game right here, right now. Archie very healthy over here. Hero now gets jumped on. Wins his legendary as he finally gets the finishing bite. And now Archie jumping onto Light as well. Oh, sorry, jumping onto Fear as well. And now they are chasing on to Lucian. He's gonna go down. I think Archie on the rampage, getting him down as well. Choi on the killing spree. Now Light chasing off as well, but he's just gonna die under his turret as well. It is going to be the final touches of the game as Taipei Assassins close out the game in a very dominating fashion against the Imperium Pro Team for the last game for tonight.
My goodness, 25-3, double their opponent's score, and Taipei Assassins, they completely wreck the Imperium Pro Team.
Well, it looks like the upset story didn't happen today, so I'm kind of upset about that. So why did it?
Very good, Chris.
So, you know, Charles Xavier isn't exactly very impressed with that joke. So anyway, Taipei Assassins, congratulations with that very dominating win over the Imperium Pro Team. And I mean, for Imperium Pro Team, it was definitely a uphill battle for them to fight. And unfortunately, they were unable to scale the odds. And Taipei Assassins still retaining that you know, dominance all across the board.
Wow, just look at the score screen. Almost all the members of Azubu Taipei Assassins have double the goal of their counterparts on the opposite side. J 7.5k against Leona's 3.8k. My goodness, that is just Imperium Pro Team. They literally got blown out of the park in this game.
Yeah, so actually that's gonna be the last game for tonight, and do not worry, we will have some more games coming up tomorrow to wrap up week number 1. And let's see if we will have the, yep, there we go, the overlays coming out. So for Central European time as well, starting things off, it's going to be Saigon Jokers going up against the Bangkok Titans. And for the second match for tonight, it's going to, for tomorrow night, it's going to be AHQ Fighters going up against ISG Legends. Third match, Marchi Esports going up against ISG Rebirth. And to wrap things up for tomorrow night, War Gods going up against AHQ Esports. And
definitely, I have to say that the third match is the one that's going to intrigue me the most between Marchi Esports and Insidious Gaming Rebirth. But with that, let's take a look at the timings at PDT Los Angeles, USA, 3 o'clock. Games will start at 3 o'clock in this timing in the United States, with the first game being Saigon Jokers against the Bangkok Titans.
Yep, and of course for the Singapore, Malaysia timings, the action is going to start at 6 p.m. and then ending off at, you know, the last match is going to start at 9 p.m. So that's the timing for our international viewers and of course for our local viewers as well. And, you know, that's it for tonight. We had a couple of pretty good matches, and of course we apologize for the technical difficulties that happened throughout the night itself, as we seek your understanding. This is the Greater Premier League where the countries have to play across regions, so sometimes the internet issue is something that is beyond their control and beyond our control as well. So we do seek your understanding in that.
Well, nonetheless, this is Jason on the casting table, and casting once again with me on the casting table is Chris. And with that, we'll be signing out.